Hey. Shout out Loud Music. This is Sneaky Link. Tim Ned featuring Fat Pimp. The Art of Ratchet. Shout out Miyoshi. Loud Music, bitch. Hey.
Yeah, throughout the week I don't gotta talk to you. Wait, hold up. She like it when I talk real raw to her. Yeah, throughout the week I don't gotta talk to you.
On some freaky shit, keep it on the low if you tryna fuck.
Sneaky Link. Hey.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you like that? Hey, she liked on that, y'all. Sneaky Link. Alert her. I'm here for it. And we're back.
We are back in session.
Yes.
Me. Knowledge ya. Teach ya.
Enlighten ya. If that's that tardy bell.
Yes. It happens, guys. It happens. Y'all don't know what's going on over here. I hate it. Never mind.
All right, class, let's get back to
Hey.
basics.
Yes. So we were talking about two groups of endocannabinoids.
Right. And those two groups are anandamide, which studies have shown patients with chronic pain and inflammation. They often present with migraines, fibromyalgia, depression, PTSD, ADHD, weight gain, IBS. All of these symptoms, a lot of the times they present with lower levels of anandamide, which is one of two major endocannabinoid molecules. So
That's
shout out to my boy D Black tuning in. What goes down?
Hey,
It's the inaugural show. Thank you for being part of.
Appreciate
Yes, he has a show. Oh, that's him right there on the screen. Actually, yeah, he has a show. He has a show called Bar Babies Radio. Slipped my mind. Damn, marijuana's gotten me.
the
caramel chews. May I please have another? Thank you, darling.
Go around.
Yes, we make infusions for fun.
Thank you.
If you're interested, we'll make you some too.
Hey.
Yes.
Always got to show love to the fam. Thank you.
Yes, we love to give away free stuff. So just hit us up, Purple Dank Official on Instagram or our website, and we would love to hear from you.
Yes, if you want to call in, you can call in.
Yes. With your questions, we love to be asked questions.
And the number is 832-519-8822.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
We're here for it.
And we are.
All right, so getting back to our endocannabinoid molecules, we learned about anandamide and how certain symptoms or diseases actually present with lower levels of anandamide, like IBS and fibromyalgia, which is chronic inflammation and pain. And the next of two endocannabinoid molecules is I can't even pronounce it. We call it 2AG. It's arachidonoglycerol. And this is the most commonly found endocannabinoid in brain tissue. Oh, and by the way, did you know that we actually present or in our breast milk? You will find endocannabinoids in our breast milk.
Endocannabinoids all up in the breast milk.
All up in the motherfucking
juice.
Wow.
All up in there.
So
that's a nice fun fact. You know, it doesn't get you high. It's just there.
It's just ready to receive.
Ready to receive, exactly. So, concerning these molecules, researchers have identified, along with the two endocannabinoid molecules, two cannabinoid receptors. And we talked about it earlier with the ECS and the CB1 and CB2. These are cannabinoid receptors, CB1, CB2. They are in our brain and body, and they communicate with the receptors in cannabis, working together with our pain receptors. We also have opioid receptors as well.
Opioids. Yeah. That's all the new craze.
So cannabis works with the pain receptors, decreases pain in the body, whatever area you apply, like topical creams too, since the CB receptors are actually found in your skin as well, which I think Ayanna had actually hit on that. So again, just before we move on, you know how teachers love to repeat themselves. CB1 It's found in the brain, the CNS, central nervous system, spinal cord. Um, Anxiety, stress, euphoria, decreases convulsions, tremors, chronic pain. CB2 is the second cannabinoid receptor found in your immune cells. The amygdala, which is the center for your brain pain, trauma, amygdala memories, decreasing cancer cells, boosting your immune system, treating Alzheimer's. Okay, CB1 and CB2 receptors are also found, like I said again, in the skin. So really important.
So when you get your little weed cream, you know, if you have a little pains and joint pains, and I actually have some that I've been using for joint pain, and it's really been working.
Yeah.
Shocked, you know, just to see.
A few people have actually been cured from skin cancer by using, you know,
topical creams.
Yeah.
Wow.
So look it up, people. It's all there.
Okay.
Alrighty. So we're gonna move on. So we talked about the ECS, we talked about the endocannabinoid molecules, and we talked about the cannabinoid receptors, which are the locks and key. And so now we're gonna get into the cannabinoids.
Yes.
Now, cannabis actually contains, I believe it's like over 200 cannabinoids that they've actually identified. Of course, the most popular is THC,
and then
CBD,
CBD,
CBG, CBN, Delta 8, Delta this, Delta, you know.
Those are all cannabinoids.
Right, the list goes on. But we're just going to focus on the two major ones. THC, which is found on the surface of your cannabis plant. In the trichomes. And the trichomes, you actually have to look like under a magnifying glass. It's so cool. They look like effervescent or clear little like mushrooms with like little balls for heads. And those are the trichomes, and inside of those are the terpenes. And all the psychoactive compounds are found in the trichomes, which is on the surface of the plant. And that contains oil with over 125 different terpenes and other cannabinoids. So the terpenes are really important when it comes to identifying a strain for its flavor, its smell. Terpenes play a huge role in that. And of course, they have
growing
medical benefits as well.
Terpenes.
Okay. And terpenes are like the little burst of flavor and smell, like, you know, you break open a fresh bud and all of that just rushes to your nose.
When you open a nice
your
bag.
nose hairs. Yes. And they're really good. Like black pepper.
Okay, makes me sneeze.
Lavender, echinacea. There's a lot of terpenes that are at babies. Contain that mango. So
I just had some mango.
And that's why you can find weed that actually tastes like mango.
And it's actually good. It actually helps your high when you eat mango before smoking.
Right, y'all.
I was high as definitely. I was.
30 minutes before you consume cannabis, eat a mango.
I definitely had some mango before I got it.
It will elevate your high because it's really high in terpenes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like
it's so wild.
I love learning in here.
Everything. We're all supposed to work together. That's what synergistic means.
Yeah, it all works together. It all comes together nicely.
Right. So,
so educated and
along with the benefits of the terpenes and the trichomes and all that stuff that makes up the cannabis plant, we said again the effects of THC. That particular cannabinoid, it works for vomiting, antiemetic. It's an appetite stimulant
for cancer.
For cancer patients. Analgesic, which is a pain reliever, and antispasmodic, which is of course for spasms, seizures. And then we have the second cannabinoid, CBD, cannabidiol. And those are found in the leaves only, and it has the following effects. It's the non-psychoactive part of the cannabis plant. THC is the psychoactive, CBD is the non-psychoactive. And together, they actually balance each other out, because if you have a high THC strain, and a lot of the times high THC strains can make you paranoid if you're not really used to that level of potency. But if you combine it with some CBD, whether you smoke it together or you take it as a pill or whatever, it'll actually take the edge off and bring you down. So CBD is awesome. And together, they're all supposed to work together. All these cannabinoids are supposed to work together. I don't know why they decide to separate it and make THC illegal, but CBD is legal when they're found in the same plant and they're supposed to work together for all the medical benefits that they
work
bring.
so well.
And they work so well together.
So it's like separating them.
I mean, there's benefits on their own, of course. When you isolate a molecule, you isolate a cannabinoid. Of course, you know, each cannabinoid has its own medical benefits, but together, the entourage effect that they talk about.
Bobby and Whitney.
Exactly. Right. So we talked about Charlotte's Web with the high CBD strain created for epilepsy. There's no tolerance to CBD, unlike THC, can build tolerance. I always tell my sister, because she's like a daily smoker, it's okay to take a day off. Hell, take 2 days off, take 3 days off.
But
you know what it does? It lowers your tolerance level. It brings you back down to baseline. So then the next time you ingest or consume it, you're super duper blasted.
Yeah, but if I don't smoke those days, and that means I won't be high those days.
You can find other things to do.
Like what?
I know. I paint. Like I read books. You know.
Oh, I'm supposed to be teaching myself to play the guitar.
Right. You gotta hold that guitar in your house, girl. On your down days, learn how to play the guitar.
Goddamn. I'll consider it.
I hate you. She's Petty Anderson. I swear.
So we talked about how when you pair it together, CBD, THC, one works off of the other. CBD can kind of like level out the high intensity or the psychoactive effects of THC. The anxiety and paranoia. Also, what's a good tip? If you were to take 10 milligrams of melatonin before you actually consumed any cannabis, that would help to keep you chill as well without having the anxiety part of it. Melatonin, 10 milligrams.
That makes me go sleepy.
Right, because, you know, THC, especially in high doses, it works on your adrenal system. So it could put you in that automatic fight or flight response.
Right.
So, you know, the CBD would definitely help to like taper that off, level it off.
Yeah.
And shout out to KP, Kendrick Parker, dope ass R&B singer. Yes, he's saying hi. Yes, tapping in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Hope you're learning.
Yes.
So, you know, the best recommendations, especially when you're talking about like for medical issues, is to try to have like a 1-to-1 ratio of CBD versus THC. There's a lot of strains out there that, you know, is a pretty good 1-to-1. We could get into another whole course and discussion on all of that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so 1-to-1 ratio recommended, best for medical treatments to alleviate symptoms. Strains with 1-to-1, like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is awesome.
Okay.
White Rhino, that's an old school strain.
I love White Rhino.
Right? It's a medical strain.
Definitely.
Nebula CBD, Northern Lights. Now you know that's taking it way
Northern
back.
Lights.
Northern Lights.
Throwback.
And Aurora. Oh
Yes.
my God. To get your hands on some Aurora. But these were also the main strains that promulgated or propagated all the
other strains.
Right,
so they're at the base of them for the most part.
That is.
Yes.
Right.
Shout out to my girl, Mies Hollywood, just walked in.
Hey.
Welcome.
You're late to class.
Yes, she's late to class. She's tardy to the party. It's okay though. She made it here. Kendrick Parker said he definitely learning something.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. That's what we
good to
aim
hear.
to do.
Yeah. Shout out to Baz. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out everybody tuning in. Yes. He said, "What's the deal? You know, we getting our education on. You need to be listening and paying attention. Welcome to class."
People don't explain things clearly enough. That's what I found. You know, so it's like you do things and you don't even know why you're doing it or why you're enjoying it or why this is good for you or why this is bad for you. You have to educate yourself. Like, you know, find out as much as you can about cannabis. Find out, and hopefully we'll be that resource for you to find out those things. So
tune in on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock and get in class.
Class in session
already. So just one more slide. We're gonna go because I know time is almost up.
No, I got the
no,
time.
we got time.
I got the time. Don't worry.
I
got the time. Don't worry about that.
Well,
you don't worry about that.
You can't just leave in the middle.
You see how she tried to get a pass to go to the bathroom and she tried to skip school on the first day. I hate it here. I hate it here. You know what I'm saying? Nope. Nope.
Okay, but so anyway,
oh, Ooh, child, the shade is so real in the classroom today.
It's all
Okay.
love, it's all fun.
Okay, no, I'm
Okay,
just messing
so,
with you. Okay.
So moving on, Purple Dank, we do grow our own medical CBD and THC strains so we can infuse our own edibles. And just a few things that we have, the tinctures, which is usually like a alcohol base that's infused. We also have, we infuse the butters in different oils, sugars, syrup. And these are all the bases of things that we can use to make other things like ice cream and lemonade, which is something that
Major key alert.
hey,
go ahead.
Ready to
Go
drop
ahead.
soon.
Yeah, matter of fact, let me go ahead and turn my little camera on one time. And no, wait for it. Wait for it.
Yes.
Wait for it.
Yes.
Okay, now what you were saying, friend?
So what I was saying is that Purple Dank is in
In
collaboration with Lil Pat, the nicest.
Hey.
Yes, we're coming out with Purple Dank, the nicest lemonade, and it's going down.
Yes, it is.
It's going down. So
because you know what,
we're excited about
all
that.
things cannabis, all things infused, and we make it delicious.
Yes, it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be the nicest.
It's gonna be
the
nicest.
Yes. The nicest.
And I'll tell you, I had this one guy, and he says that Chick-fil-A's lemonade is supposed to be the best, but after he tasted our lemonade, he was like, hands down.
Best lemonade ever.
Yes.
No, come on now.
He said
That's
he
what I'm
was waiting
talking
in
about.
line for that,
Come on.
for that Chick-fil-A lemonade.
You better. You better.
So stay tuned and look forward. Check us out on our Instagram, our Facebook. We will be advertising our lemonade coming to you soon.
Most definitely. And if you are so blessed to be invited to the exclusive listening experience for the new album entitled Time Out. Time Out. I started to call it something it wasn't. And he's gonna get at me because it keeps fucking me up. But okay, next Thursday, if you get invited, you get invited. If you don't get invited, I'm sorry. You can't sit with us. Everybody else, though, I'm just playing. Look at you looking. She's like, I got my invite. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. But I have collaborated with Purple Dank to, bring this listening party into fruition. So shout out to them and for, helping me and supporting my vision and just supporting my artists.
We're here for it.
You know what I mean? And they really fuck with him, like, genuinely like his music. So it's different. It's different. It's a little different. You know what I mean?
Yes, he's on my playlist.
So, yes. Yeah, wait till y'all hear the new shit. Which we will on next Thursday, on the 28th.
There you go.
Hang on. So, what are we? Is this where you want to just stop it?
No.
Okay, cool. Because we can keep it moving. Yes, thank you. Somebody try. Anyway.
So we just wanted to basically just give a brief overview of the difference between indica versus sativa.
Yes, this is a lesson that needs to be learned.
Right.
So many people ask the question.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Yes.
Right. So sativa plants. If you were to look at them physically, they are taller, they are longer and thinner. Cannabis plants. They have their leaves are more spaced out along the branch nodes. When it comes to the effects when you're smoking or taking it in, more cerebral, more...
I like the way she says cerebral.
Cerebral. Mind stimulating, uplifting, energizing. Like, I smoke a good sativa and I'll clean my whole damn house and don't even know why I'm doing it. And it's 2, 3 in the morning. That's sativa for you. That's sativa. Yeah. Right. That's the upper.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
you want to smoke it like, if you wake up in
daytime.
Daytime.
I prefer sativas during the daytime, indicas at night, but then there's all the hybrids in between.
Yeah.
So, you might end up with a strain that's like more sativa dominant and less indica, or you might have a 50-50. But a lot of the times you can find indica dominant strains, and then you have the sativa dominant strains. Indica plants are, they're shorter, they're wider, they're bushier, they grow faster, they come to harvest sooner. And what else? I just love them. I love them. I love all things indica, Granddaddy Purple, Purple Kush, And all the new strains. What was that? Devil's Dream I had out there in Arizona. California, hands down, the prettiest purple strains.
They really do.
Right? So I just love it. If you can see on the screen, the slide, I have a few pictures of the indica purples. They originated in the Middle East, actually, like Afghanistan. So,
Afghan Kush is a lot of basis for that. You're
right.
Yeah.
So Afghanistan, Pakistan, Tibet, supposedly still has some of the best strains out there.
Yeah.
Indica has indica strains contain CBD as well, but at a lower level, okay, than the sativa. Indica plants, like I said, they grow faster, they're shorter, they're bushier, and they normally have the intended effects of couch lock, if you get like
in the car.
Really potent strain. It's really good for pain relief too, and sleeping, and if you're having appetite issues, which clearly I do not have that. But yes, it would definitely help those who have problems eating or trying to build up their appetite.
Yeah. Things like that. So
that's the difference.
Indica versus sativa.
Yes.
Comes down to preference, really.
It really does.
It does. How you want to feel.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So one time I spoke to the thinking it was
sativa.
Oh, I've done that
everybody
before.
was like, "Why are you so sweet?" But I didn't know the difference.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
thank
you
you
don't
for
know the
educating me
difference.
on this one.
You're
I
welcome.
knew better, you could do better in this one. That's why we're
Be
here.
better, do better.
Right. Okay.
So, medical benefits.
Yes.
Okay.
The medical benefits of cannabis. So we do not advocate for opioid use. We're all about cannabis use alone. However, different studies have shown that as far as treatment for drug and opioid addiction, which is a huge problem right now.
Right.
The
in
opioid
the
crisis.
US, yes,
Because white people are doing
I'm
it, so
telling you,
that's the
that's why
crisis.
it's major. Yeah, we got to help
Eminem
these
said
white
that.
folks.
Yeah, we gotta help these white people smoke some weed, white people.
And leave it
But
at
they
that.
They smoke a lot.
They go far. They go too far. They don't know when to stop.
Excess.
They're the ones that coined it the
gateway drug.
Right,
Right. Gateway,
It
y'all
wasn't
at?
enough for them. So,
No.
but anyway, I love
Insatiable.
cannabis. It's enough for me.
Right.
When you pair it with opioids, though, it can work to reduce opioid dependency and improves pain therapy.
Yeah.
So different studies have shown that very low doses of THC, if it's added to morphine, it can increase therapeutic benefits. So both cannabinoid and opiate receptors are found in the brain and the spinal cord, which controls signaling.
Right.
So adding cannabis to opioids, it does not increase the risk of overdose or cardiac arrest because of the low amounts of the receptors found in the brain, in the brain stem and the cardiorespiratory centers of the brain.
Right.
So when you use the opioids for pain treatment, it can prevent tolerance and dependence to opioids, reducing the addiction and also leading to lower opioid use over time.
Right, yeah.
So,
a lot of people, that's how they actually taper off of the opioid, the morphine, and switch to cannabis. The cannabis actually helps them to lower the dose over time. So the amounts or the levels of morphine or opioid that they needed actually gets reduced as they increase the THC. So it's great.
It's
20 milligrams of
amazing.
THC is equal to 120 milligrams of codeine.
Oh,
But you didn't know that.
Yeah, so you don't even
Quick
need that
facts.
much.
I love these facts. These facts he's dropping these facts. Snapple facts.
Yeah, we gonna
Hello.
have the little fact drop here and there. Right.
Trying to put my education to use.
Exactly.
And will.
Right. So also there's the issue of cannabis and cancer.
Right.
So cannabis and its cannabinoids, they regulate the immune system. They have direct effects on cancer cell growth and replication. So they inhibit or slow down cell and tumor growth in breasts, prostate, colon, skin, and areas where the CB2 receptors that we talked about earlier, where they're found.
Yeah.
So when it's used with chemotherapy, it reduces the toxic effects of the cancer drugs. So cannabinoids have anti-tumor compounds, and they kill the cancer cells without injuring the healthy cells.
Isn't that
Whereas
amazing?
chemo kills both
Everything.
healthy and cancer cells.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does this by binding the G protein receptors. Some strains of cannabis that's used to treat effects of cancer are nausea and vomiting. Cheese, that's what they call Swiss cheese. Blue cheese, Death Star. For appetite loss, there's Girl Scout cookies.
I love some
Me
GSC.
too. Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
Hey, OG Kush. For fatigue and weakness, you have Blue Dream,
Love
Sour
Blue Dream.
Diesel.
Blue Dream is a sativa. I
It's a
love
sativa.
it. Yes,
It
it
is.
keeps
It's like the
you-
best heady
Oh
high
my-
ever.
It's
It is.
so
It's
nice.
really
Wait, good.
good.
That's the
We
like,
drove all the way from California to Texas on some Blue
sativa.
Dream.
Yo.
Just like floating
Yes,
all the
like,
way.
Suspended on a
Yes.
cloud.
Experience.
Awesome.
Good experience.
Yes.
And that sour diesel, oh, it smells
Yes.
so.
Diesel.
The smell is so
The
great.
fumes, the gasoline, the
Yes,
gas. That's
I
where the
love
gas
it.
comes from.
I
So,
love it.
yeah.
Also for sleep problems, you can do indicas like
Yes.
Granddaddy Purple.
Yeah.
That's a
All things purple.
Yep, that's a good
LA
one.
Confidential. Even
Exactly.
Devil's Dream, I've been smoking on that at nighttime.
That has that purple in it. that
Yes,
you like.
yes.
Mhm.
Show me the purple, people.
Yeah.
She'll take it.
Right. CBD also plays a role, a big part in treatment of cancer because the cannabis oil, it actually found, studies have found that the CBD works to slow down cancer growth. Medical cannabis, that's why medical cannabis tends to have higher levels of CBD than THC. Mint Dispensary, shout out to Mint Dispensary. If you look at a lot of their flower strains, their buds, it's a way higher CBD level compared to THC. So if you're looking for good medical, check them out in Arizona, Mint Dispensary. I believe they're also in Michigan.
Yes.
And Zen Leaf Dispensary, love you guys too, especially those cannabis pills. Work great. All right,
Cannabis
pills are
pills.
good.
Yes, cannabis pills, 20 milligrams.
Yes.
Both CBD and THC work together alongside your traditional treatment. So we are not advocating that stop your cancer treatments or stop your, whatever pain treatments you're going through. Just learn and find out
how you can
incorporate THC
cannabis into that.
Yeah. It'll help.
It'll help. So sure.
Here. My mother has had 2 strokes, and she's 69. And which one would you suggest to her? Because she's so used to having her independency and moving, and she has a deficit now on her right side.
Yes.
So she's kind of antsy because she can't do the things that
Right,
she used
yeah,
to do.
Yeah.
And
Like for cooking and the washing.
Yes, CBD.
Okay.
CBD would really help. A lot of times they found even like with football players, if when they have those traumatic brain injuries, if they can get them CBD like as quickly
Right
as
away.
possible right away, it actually stops the brain damage that occurs from that trauma.
Because it repairs
Because it repairs it, and it's the
just
same
like with a stroke.
If she could get onto a regimen or a process where maybe she's just taking CBD by itself. If she's interested, she can, find strains that have maybe low dose THC as well. But that should really try to help her with whatever that deficit is. The sooner, the quicker that you can incorporate it, especially after a stroke, the better.
Awesome. Because I've been trying to find something that kind of will work with her to kind of keep her settled, not to be so antsy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, definitely indica. So I would look, and CBD strains and CBD flowers do come in indica and sativa as well as hybrid. So again, it's about shopping and finding, the right one that works for you. We do consultations actually. So this was just a consult. Where we, help people try to figure out.
See what works for them.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Sure.
And especially like with stroke patients too, I would not advocate for smoking if she is a smoker.
Because of the oxygen
it cuts out your oxygen supply. It's the same with weed. Sorry, people, smoke is bad. But we still enjoy it. Just be mindful of it as well. Edibles and of course like infusions and tinctures. They have great CBD tinctures. You can find that online.
And caramel candies.
Which we make.
Right. And I had 2 and I feel amazing.
Yes.
I love caramel. Yeah.
They're delicious. Also,
They're infused.
Oh,
yes, and it is serious.
You're welcome. So we have just one last thing to go over with.
yeah.
Okay.
The question everyone wants to know. So, can you die from cannabis overdose?
Y'all laughing. That's evil.
It's funny to me. No, you cannot die. The answer is no.
No.
Okay. When you're using it alone.
Alone, right?
Exactly.
Right. Don't go like hop up on some fentanyl and morphine and shit.
Oh,
and
no.
blame it on the cannabis.
No. Exactly. Don't blame it on the cannabis.
Right.
Okay, so there are no medullary respiratory centers in the brainstem, which is the controller of the basic body functions such as breathing, swallowing, heart rate.
Right.
And it's impossible to die directly from a cannabis overdose.
Just
Because
go to sleep.
right,
Exactly.
there's so little of those receptors located in that part
In that
of the brain.
area, so it's not going to kill you.
Right.
The receptors CB1, CB2, what we talked about earlier, there's also GPR 119. They don't reduce heartbeat or breathing, so you're never going to
Sometimes
stop
you'll
breathing.
feel that
Your heart
heartbeat.
beating a little fast,
Yeah.
actually, you know.
THC.
Yeah, that's that THC, but it's not going to,
Stop on you.
stop on you. It's not going to cause you to have a heart attack, or,
Right.
or you're not going to stop breathing.
Right.
No
No matter how much
THC and
CBD
CBD that you consume. But we do want to let everyone know that mixing cannabis with other drugs like cocaine and opioids, meth, and
heroin,
different things like
crack.
that. Yeah, that can
Why
cause
you say
death.
crack like that?
I'm just saying.
Okay, that can possibly lead to death.
Yeah, you gonna have some problems.
Yeah, but it won't be because of the cannabis.
Leave the cannabis alone.
Period. Leave it alone.
I'm blaming cannabis.
Exactly.
It's not
It's not cannabis.
It's not
It's the
cannabis.
other things. And you notice most of those other things are synthetic and pharmaceutically created, and
Exactly.
therefore
It's not
that's
natural.
why they're so legal.
It's not, natural like the weed is. So,
From the earth mine.
yes.
So at this time, we normally would open up our session for any questions, any comments, which we've already so graciously had.
Yes.
So,
And we just want to thank everybody for tuning
Tuning
in to
in.
our first show ever.
Woo!
Purple Dank.
Classic
Session with Purple Dank. You all can hit us up on Instagram, Purple Dank Official. Slide in the DM if you
all
have
you
any
cannabis
questions.
companies, send us your
Yes.
products.
We're here for it.
How do they send you their products?
Well, slide into the DM, Purple Dank Official. That's how we're doing it right now. We're gonna get it together, but that's how it goes down right now.
Okay,
So
we just got the classes. Too.
yeah,
We just got the courses, so we're working on everything else. But it will be here.
But this was fun.
Yes. Oh, and our next class, for our next course, our next session, we'll be talking about infusions because
Yes.
we're all things infusions at Purple Dank.
PurpleDankInfusions.com is the website.
Yeah, you might pick up a few recipes, a few helpful hints and strategies on how to make your edibles the best they can be.
Yeah. So tune in next Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Class is out, bitches.
Flame me.